Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Brody's room, Brody's lying in a coma in bed with Allison sitting by his bedside. Just as Jared came in and closed the door, and as Allison turned and saw him and got up, "Hey, I got off early." And as Jared came to where Allison is, "Kristen wanted to come but decided to go to Tina's wake at her house last minute." "How's he doing?" And as Allison looked at Brody, followed by Jared, "Fighting his way back to us as we speak." Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner, Kyle's sitting on the booths thinking while having breakfast bowl. And as he has a flashback of Rebecca and him kissing outside the Hollywood Avalon Palace, and as he quickly pull away, "We can't keep doing this. I'm a married man. Emily is my wife. For now, she is wrong. Forever. I love her and we're gonna be a family. You just keep telling yourself that, but I know the truth to who you belong with. Not with Emily, if you catch me drift." And as the flashback ends with Emily arriving to where he is and sat across from Kyle, who saw. "You okay? You look like you're miles away. Let me guess. You're still thinking about what happened at my sister's engagement party." Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Angela is sitting at one of the tables on her laptop looking up information. Just as John came to where she is. "What seems to be troubling my daughter? And don't tell me it's nothing." And as Angela looked up and saw her father, just as he sat down at her table. "Let me guess. Karen." "Dad, we both know she didn't kill her own sister, even though there's motive." "But my grandson isn't convinced, right?" "I know he's grieving, but to point fingers, it's true. Karen doesn't like her sister due to her finding out Aaron was her son, and the fact that she helped Mimi and Frank bring that horrible creature back to kill us all. But I do agree with you that she wouldn't sink to her level." Meanwhile, at the Oceanside Witch Manor in the living room at Tina's wake, which is taking place, guests are mingling about. Let's get to Joanna and Jessica, who are talking. "I have had several death looks from a lot, thinking I'm my twin. She must have done so much damage. You don't even know the half of it. Well, I just wish they didn't take it out on me or judge me based on my twin's action and all. Well, once they get to know you, that'll change dramatically. And what am I supposed to do in the meantime, Joanna? Just sit here and accept it? By the way, I am so sorry for what she put you through. It's fine. So, are you thinking about staying here in Los Angeles?" "I think she should." And as Tyler came to where they are, and Jessica and Joanna saw him as he arrived. Meanwhile, Amanda, Jeremy, and Daniel came in and saw what's going on. "Seems a lot of people care about your mom." "It seems that way, yeah. I'm gonna go get us some drinks." And as Jeremy went in, walking away from Amanda and Daniel, and as they face each other. "Thank you." "For what?" "Having my back. Even though you clearly didn't." "Oi! Times like this, we need to stick together. Yeah?" Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Casey, Kristen, and Jennifer are talking. "He wanted a DNA test, which I did, and I ended up admitting it when it was revealed, which proved him right. I just wanted him to sort of feel my pain of what I'm going through. And how exactly did that work out? It gets worse. He thinks I killed our stepmom because they were together." "Wait, Tina and Matthew? That's crazy. right? Anyways, I'm gonna be focusing on my baby, and who knows, maybe you and I can give birth at the same time. Careful, the way the universe operates, anything might be possible. Meanwhile, outside in the front area, Scott is thinking. And as he has flashbacks of what happened at the church. You really think that's us? You should know by now of who our family is and how they run. Them lot are nothing but clones of us. Just 2 minutes wait to begin clapping her hands as she heads to where Scott is. Bravo. Bravo on that marvelous, spectacular performance you just did. Only thing is, in this Rachel ride to where Scott is. I, for one, don't believe it. Not for one damn second, and as Rachel slaps Scott just as the flashback ends, with Justin coming to where Scott is. And as Scott saw and got up and faced him. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles prison in the interview room, Lucy and Vince are sitting at a table waiting. You really believe they're gonna admit everything? It's worth a shot. Remember, our mom's future depends on this. And as the guard brought in Mimi and Frank, who saw Lucy and Vince. Well, if it ain't half of the Brady Bunch. And as they came and sat down across from Lucy and Vince. And what do we owe the pleasure of Candle Bowl? I want to know why you were at my brother's engagement party, and we're not leaving till we get some answers. Meanwhile, at the Seabrook Motel in Carly's room, Rose lying in bed thinking. Just as Carly came out of the bathroom to where he is, and he saw just as he sat up. Now that Helen's finally getting charged, I can rest in peace. Thank you for having my back. No problem. And as Carly went and sat by Will, I saw the news. Are they really charging Karen for Tina's murder? It would seem that way. Too bad it won't stick. I am not letting my aunt get sent down for this. If anyone can find a way to get her off this, I know that it's you. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Brody's room, Brody's lying in a coma while Allison and Jared are talking. I cannot believe the Egyptian shadow killer hasn't been caught yet. I know. If the blackmailer was fraud, so can the killer. Whatever the matter is, I'm not letting nothing happen to you. You seem so confident. That's because it's true. And as Karen came in, and as Allison and Jared saw her, I didn't realize anyone would be in here. Karen, it's fine. Taya allows to be in here, so how are you holding up? Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner, Emily and Kyle are talking. I still cannot fathom Karen killing her own sister, even though she hates her. I truly reckon Mimi had something to do with it, seeing that she was looking about with, of course. It makes sense now, doesn't it? You mean the so-called last-ditch attacks that's been happening? Exactly. It's bad enough we're on edge. No thanks to this Egyptian shadow killer running about. Well, thankfully, it hasn't targeted you and I yet. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Angela and John are talking. How are you doing? Really, love? Dad, I'm a strong person. I won't let my sister try to kill me, bring me down. I believe Helen might be crying out for attention. Nobody forced her to work with the family who's out to wipe us out, Dad. I'm just sorry Carly got dragged into this nightmare. And for what? The man I love with all of my heart? When I found out Helen was your sister and my daughter, you don't have to explain the details. house. I just want her to pay for trying to kill me. Meanwhile, at the Oceanside Ridge Manor in the living room at Tina's wake, which is taking place, guests are mingling about. Let's get to Joanna and Jessica, who are surprised by Tyler's arrival. Don't you have somewhere you need to be? I'm just fine right here. Getting back to the situation at hand. So Jessica, look, you don't have to make small talk or even pretend to butter me up. I can assure you that I'm not like and I believe you. It's just my sisters may need a little time to adjust just to what, and as Jeff came to where they are, and Joanna, Jessica, and Tyler saw him. Oh, you mean don't? You must be Jeff, the cute one. I've been told that a lot. Would you like please excuse me? And as Joanna went to where Chris is, who just came in and saw her. Let's get to them. Looks like they're getting on. You look like you're having doubts. Can you blame me? I'm fighting every bone in my body not to strangle her. What the hell did you just say? And as Amanda, Daniel, and Jeremy came to where they are, having heard everything, and Joanna and Chris saw them. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Casey, Kristen, and Jennifer are talking. You think your husband can convince your brother Daniel to change his mind? No dice. In fact, he just texted me to tell us to not waste our time. Perhaps we should talk to him. Come on, Jennifer. Do you really think he'll listen to the likes of us? Well, we gotta do something to try to save Karen. Well, there really isn't much proof other than what happened. I know with Shannon's help, we'll have a good chance of saving her in the end. And as Richard came in to where they are, I surely hope you ladies are right. And as Casey, Kristen, and Jennifer saw him. Meanwhile, outside in the front area, Scott and Justin are talking. How the hell did you manage to get through the gates when you really are an unbelievable bastard? Now would be the right time for you to do one. I'm not going anywhere till we settle this. And as Justin punched Scott to the ground, who quickly got back up. If you really think I'm gonna let you hurt her again, then what is it with you? She's the mother of my son, dude. That's a laugh in itself. When you're juggling several lifestyles of women, why not wasting your son? And as Justin went and tackled Scott to the ground, and as they began fighting each other. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles prison in the interview room, Lucy, Vince, Mimi, and Frank are talking. Wow. Did you hear that, dear? Not leaving till we get some answers. Well, you're gonna be waiting a hell of a long time. Look, we didn't come to play your little headless games. But you already are. You fools just don't realize it now, do you? You two only here because your mom is being charged with murder. What a pity. You see, I knew this was a waste of time. Clearly, they're not gonna help. Perhaps you may be smarter than me. Tis little do they know, we have ways to change that. Meanwhile, at the Seabrook Motel in Carly's room, Carly and Will are lying in bed talking. Thanks for believing in me. Of course. You came into my life like a hurricane when I needed someone in my corner. When my life was, well, that's not gonna happen. Helen is going down. You mind staying with me for the night? Sure. I can also order us some takeaway if you're hungry. Then why don't we make this a date? Unless you already have wrong. And that sounds like a plan to me. And as Will got his cell phone, and as he got up, and as he faced Carly, what do you want? You know, I am craving for some cheeseburger. Done. I'll be back. And as Will got his jacket and went and left Carly's room. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Brody's room, Brody's lying in a coma while Karen, Allison, and Jared are talking. Best way I can while being on bail. I cannot believe this is even happening. Not to worry, love. My husband and family are doing what they can to get me off, but it's not easy. They just can't pin this on you, I know. But they insist that I had a motive and plenty of opportunities. And they think you used your son's engagement party as a cover? Just let us know if you need anything. Thank you, Allison. And as Allison and Jared both went and left Brody's room, while Karen turned and looked at a comatose Brody. Hang in there, son. I know you're doing everything you can to bring yourself back to us. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner, Emily and Kyle are talking. And it's not gonna target us. Not as long as I have a single breath in me body. Thanks. Do you miss working here? Sometimes, but I like how your cousin changed the place. Also, they let me work if they can't find any backup to come. That's nice of Sheldon. And speaking of him and Jen are taking some time to prepare for their upcoming wedding. Yeah, that is happening. Well, I'm happy for them. Me too. Speaking of which, why don't we go home and make a little passion of our own? Sounds good to me. Let's go. And as Emily and Kyle both got up and went and left the diner, just as Will came in and went to the countertop, just as one of the waitresses turned and saw him. What can I get you, love? 2 cheeseburger platters to go. And as Will got his credit card out and gave it to her, which she got after she wrote down his order. Let me go put it in for you. And as the woman turned and head to a low POS and arrived and got her server's card and slid it. And as she continued to complete the transaction. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Angela and John are talking. Seems to me that you clearly got your mind set on I am. And you and Mom can't talk me down from this one. Far from it, dear. Even though she's honey, she's made her choice now. She's gonna have to live the consequences. Anyways, I'll leave you to it. Drive by home anytime. I love you, Dad. I love you too, kid. And as John got up and turned and went and left the book cafe, and as Angela thinking, no matter how hard you try, Helen, you will never have Vince in your life. Not as long as I'm Angela Graham. Suddenly, a man came to where she is, just as she saw him. Can I help you? Maybe I can help you. Meanwhile, at the Oceanside Ridge Manor in the living room at Tina's wake, which is taking place, guests are mingling about. Let's get to Joanna and Chris, who are surprised by Amanda, Daniel, and Jeremy's arrival, with Jessica, Jeff, and Tyler coming to where they are. Surely you lads must have heard the wrong gist of the conversation. No, I think we heard right about her resisting the urge to kill. Look, just lay off my mom. Yeah, like how you lot are doing right now. Why are you even here? To grieve for my mom. Or are you Daniel? Jeremy, we are truly sorry. For how did you know Tina was my mom? Right. Of course you lot seem to know just about everything. Now do you? Look, can we all just calm down and try to mourn me sister who's at peace here? We all are hurting here. You, maybe, but not our family. And as Amanda, Daniel, and Jeremy went and mingled about the others, just as the maid came to Joanna, Chris, Jessica, Jeff, and Tyler. And as they saw her, I'm gonna need the both of yous. What's going on? There's a fight right outside your door as we speak. Oh, so that explains the noise we're hearing right now. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Casey, Kristen, Jennifer, and Richard are talking. What's the rest of your family doing? Lucy and Vince are talking with Mimi and Frank as we speak. That explains why Mimi was there. If anyone's to blame for Tina's death, then it's no. She was in it as well. Remember, Aaron was the one supposed to die, but Tina saved him at the very last second. So Mimi and Tina are responsible for everything that's been happening, and I'm telling you this, they are not gonna get away with it. Meanwhile, outside in the front area, Justin and Scott are fighting each other. Just as the door opened, with Jeff and Tyler come and pull Scott and Justin from each other, with Joanna arriving. Why the hell are you here? And as Joanna looked at Justin, who saw, I came to inform you, little golden boy, that he isn't so golden anymore. He's the one who attacked me. So instead of going about it the other mom, no way I'm letting them lot walk over us when they destroyed so much. Like I said again, not golden. And now that Rachel has finally seen you for the scum that you truly are, perhaps her and I can get back together. You spineless bastard! And as Scott head towards Justin, but Joanna blocked him. Just as Chris came outside, pack it in now. And as Joanna turned and looked at Justin, you do one, or I have you thrown out by my security guards. This is far from over, my friend. It will be over if I see you near my family again. Not to mention being on this premises uninvited. And as Justin turned and went and walked away, leaving the property. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles prison interview room, Lucy, Vince, Mimi, and Frank are talking. Wow. Did you hear that, darling? Defiance. Enough with the commentary. We know that you and Tina were involved in the last-ditch attacks that's been happening. Really? And what proof dare I should ask that you two lot have? Do you really think this is a game? Never knew that it wasn't. But I can tell you this, even though we admit to your claim, there's still a matter of Daniel who's convinced that your mom has had it in for her sister, aka his mom. And since he's a gram, let's just say that Karen is about to be in for the battle of her life. Meanwhile, at the Seabrook Motel in Carly's room, Carly's sitting on the bed thinking. Just as she has flashbacks of Will and her talking. You are like a dream come true, and very cute in a way. Thanks. You're beautiful too. I meant what I said. I just hope I have some time because I really want to get to know you. Then why don't we start now? My name is Will Goodcharm, and here on out, I will be there to protect you. And as the flashback ends, with Carly getting up and heading towards her window by the door. And arrive, and as she look outside it, talk about a white shiny armor when you need one. Once Will and I are official, I'm gonna make certain nobody come between us.